I got these two flowers on my walk today. As I was on my walk, I was thinking about all the times I tried to force myself to stop something, like trying to force myself to stop drinking, trying to force myself to be vegetarian, trying to force myself off of social media, trying to, with 30-day detoxes and this detox and that detox, trying to force myself to wake up early enough, trying to force myself to work out consistently, trying to force myself to eat healthy. Actually, I made a list. What else have I tried to force myself? This is my Bali, my journal that I love so much. But actually, I ran out of pages, to be honest. So now I'm just like going back in any empty spots in the journal. I'm just writing in. But I think it's possible to get new paper for this. Yeah. So for trying to force myself to stay offline, to read more, to not be so angry, or be more calm, be more kind, be more compassionate, save more money. Um, just constantly trying to force myself to do something, to be something. And even when I know that is actually good for me, that is healthy for me, that it will actually lead me to more happiness, that it will actually make me feel good and also probably be good for everybody around me. And still just trying to force myself to do it, and 80-90% of the time not being able to follow through with it. Like I may start it for a little bit and then I kind of just fall off. So I was reflecting on, why does that happen? Like, what happens when I know that there's something that I would like to do, I know will be good for me, I know will be life changing for me, will transform something in me, and yet I just can't get my act together. Like I just can't figure it out. I can't get there. I can't actually create that new habit, and it doesn't actually feel sustainable. Maybe for a few days, maybe even for a few months, but then somehow I kind of fall off. And so there's something in Buddha Dharma called Three Faiths. And I was listening to a teaching maybe about 1 week ago, and this really stuck with me. Admiration is like just admiring something, like seeing something beautiful and just, wow, that just looks so good. Like seeing a good plate of food and you're like, oh, that just looks so good. A yummy plate of food, or being on social media and seeing someone else's life and their lifestyle, and maybe even hearing something that they say and being like, wow, like that just looks so good. So being admiration is like admiring. It's admiring something from afar. So there's something, and then there's you. And so you are looking at something and admiring it. This is probably how I actually ended up traveling to almost 40 countries, because I remember seeing this girl's social media page, and I don't remember who she is now. It was so long ago. And just the backdrop, just the lifestyle, just the whole thing. I was like, wow, that looks good. Okay, so then there's aspiration, and that's where we put things on our mood board, because we're like, I want that. Like I admire that so much. And it could also be qualities. Like you see someone, you're like, wow, that person is just so soft. Like nowadays for me, when I see women or people in just their in softness, because that has been something that I admire a lot, because I recognize that I've grown up with a lot of just toughness. Nowadays, when I see women in their softness, in their femininity, in their ease, or when I just see good qualities in people, just really seeing someone who has integrity, seeing someone who is kind, who is compassionate, seeing someone who pays attention, who listens well, like admiring the qualities that people have. And this can even be in religion, this can be in spirituality, just can be somebody you're scrolling on social media and you see and you're like, wow, like that person has qualities that are just so inspiring. And I would like to have those qualities. And so we put that on our mood board. We're like, I am manifesting this. I am going in this direction. These are the qualities that I would like. This is the lifestyle that I would like. This is where I'm heading. right? And so this is what goes on our mood board. But what I was reflecting on is, for me, it was so long of being in this cycle of admiration, aspiration, aspiration, and never actually following through long enough to cultivate those qualities, to actually gain conviction and to make whatever that thing is, whatever those qualities are, whatever that lifestyle is, or the qualities of that lifestyle, not to copy someone else's life, but and that also, I think that is also what happens when it stays at the level of, or when I get stuck in aspiration. Because in aspiration, that person is on my mood board, or that thing is on my mood board. And because I don't have conviction myself, I don't, and it's nothing wrong with admiration. These are all things that we like, it's a journey. But I noticed that when there is not conviction, then there is a cycle of never actually cultivating those things on my own. It stays surface level. So I might put on the clothes, or I might, when we talk about a mood board or trying to manifest, you might try to wear the facade of whatever that is, or whatever those qualities are, but it doesn't last. And this is why so much force enters the picture. Like, this is why I always felt like I was forcing myself, because the conviction is not there. So it seems like I have to try to force myself to live up to something that I know, I've seen it and I admire it. And then this person seems to have whatever that is. And somehow I'm trying to get there and force myself to that place where that person is, or where that thing is, but I can't do it. Why? Like, why? And I also noticed that over the years, I stopped forcing myself. And I realized that it comes naturally when we stop having to force ourselves to be, or to do, or to change. And I think just enough effort is always important. But what I mean is this aggressive forcing, trying so hard to be and show up. And that's one way to do it, perhaps. It's one way to probably get through to the other side. But I have found that there is a more gentle way. And I think what I'm learning is that conviction is the way to actually stop forcing, to softly and joyfully and effortlessly find yourself cultivating these qualities. So I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for about 6 years. And I remember, like, I loved bacon. That was like the hardest thing to get rid of, because I grew up with a country grandmother from the South, and breakfast was bacon, eggs, pancakes with a lot of syrup, and grits with cheese. And so I grew up like just loving, and it was not even just the bacon itself, but it was also the whole experience, being at grandma's house and having like just a really good breakfast. And so I loved bacon ever since I was really young. And actually, on my journey to being vegetarian, that was probably one of the hardest attachments to get rid of. But I recognized that I kind of, like, now 6 years later, I'm like, wait, when people ask me, how long have you been vegetarian? I'm just like, I actually have to think about it, because it's now so natural. It is as it is. And I remember I used to watch, there was a YouTube channel, this, I believe she's a Caribbean woman, and she was like 78, and she just looked so good. And she was having her fruit and her juices, and just having such a clean and healthy diet, and also just so fit and so strong. And I remember seeing this woman and admiring that. Like, that's possible to be in my 70s and look like that. Okay. And so that was just like, it was there in the background. And then it became like, I would love that for myself. Like, I would love that for my children. I would love that for my family. I would love that for my life. The qualities of that type of diet, to actually be able to eat well, feel well in my body. I mean, it was like 1 + 1 = 2. And I remember the first time I tried to be vegan. I was living in New York City, And I don't think, I mean, now things get so trendy. Being a vegan at some point was trendy. Being vegetarian can be trendy. It depends on where you are in the world, to be honest. But I remember it was so hard to be vegan in New York City. And I remember, I think I tried for like 1 week or 2 weeks, and I was just like, look, this is not working. It was expensive and it just was not sustainable. And so it was so easy to kind of fall off because I still was one foot in, one foot out. I wasn't like, I didn't have enough conviction. It was just like, okay, this is on my mood board. This is inspiration for me. But funny enough, I was just in class with my teacher, Geshe-la, and he was just talking about motivation and aspiration, and which I had all day been thinking about, that I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to reflect on this more, and so it was just perfect timing. But anyways, the aspiration is weak, and when the aspiration is weak, and then this is why we end up trying to force ourselves, but it doesn't really last long. And so it didn't last long the first time I was vegan. I tried to be vegan. But once I got over the years, once I started to get like practice, once I started to practice really, because that's all it really was practicing. Like I know some people say it's so hard to be vegetarian, and I definitely think that we all have unique bodies. We have different things that our bodies need that help our bodies based on so many factors. When I first decided to be vegetarian, my motivation was because I'd seen someone and it just looked like, wow, looks cool, looks good. And then once I started to see what qualities or benefits being vegetarian could give me, then it was like, okay, like let me try this for myself. And then I started to be vegetarian and I started to see for myself, like, wow, I feel so much lighter. I'm not getting so tired after I eat food. Like I'm feeling energized after I eat. Like I'm actually learning about food. I'm actually learning about herbs. I'm actually learning about spices, where I feel like I was so far removed from that world because I was like a fast food queen. Eating meat was all I ever knew. Like I didn't grow up with a single vegetarian around me. So I didn't even know how to be vegetarian the right way. Honestly, for most of, let's say, the first 2 or 3 years, I didn't know how to properly be a vegetarian. And I'm still learning vegetarian diet, and the needs of what I want to eat change, obviously, based on just the changingness of the body and the environment and all these different things. But I say all of that to say I gained conviction. I had conviction because I practiced. I practiced being vegetarian. That gave me conviction, and that allowed me to keep going all these years being vegetarian. And now it's not even something I think about it. It's not even a thought. Like I don't even have a single craving for meat. And now, of course, my motivation for being vegetarian, it has definitely grown and changed, because now my motivation is a lot stronger, based on the path that I've chosen for my life. And so, but anyways, it's only possible because of conviction. And conviction never comes without practice. And I think this is why I kept getting stuck, because you cannot gain conviction in something if you don't practice it, because it's not embodied and it's not yours. And if it's not yours, then your aspiration is weak. And if your aspiration is weak, then you stay at admiration and you just admire from afar. And then maybe you think it's not possible for me. I can't do it. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm not good enough at it. Oh, it's not for me. And that's when all of these other thoughts come out. Like, oh, I tried that. It didn't work. You know, this type of stuff. Like, oh, I tried to, I tried to meditate. It didn't work. I tried to eat right, eat well. It didn't work. I tried to read the book. It didn't work. Uh, I tried to keep up with my gym membership. I tried to do my yoga practice consistently. I tried to stop drinking. I tried, like, we just keep going in this cycle of I try and it didn't work. But really, true conviction, real conviction, the thing that keeps us on our path, the thing that keeps us moving towards what we actually want, the thing that gives us the energy and the strength to stay even when it gets rocky, even when the road gets tough, that is conviction. But until we reach conviction, because conviction takes time, because it is a practice, that is why aspiration, we have to strengthen our aspiration for whatever it is that we're doing, like the qualities of whatever that is. We look at the qualities of that thing. Like, wow, like this woman, this 70 plus year old woman that I was looking at, like, look how fit she is. Look how her skin is glowing. Look how happy she is. When we look at someone's social media, not just let it be this, wow, that looks cool, or like, look how, or jealousy, because it could also manifest as jealousy or insecurity and all these other types of things. But really, the qualities, like the consistency. What is that person doing consistently for that to arise? And allowing, you know, our aspiration to lead us there, allowing our aspiration to be the path towards whatever we want, so we don't have to force ourselves. I'm drinking neem tea. Yeah, and so I was reflecting on how whenever I have had to force myself, it's because my aspiration is weak or my motivation isn't strong enough. And I don't gain the conviction because I don't actually practice the thing. But it's really difficult to practice the thing because the aspiration is weak. And then it becomes so easy to get stuck in this cyclical cycle of admiring someone, admiring something, maybe putting it on my mood board, admiring it just enough to put it on my mood board, or make it a New Year's resolution, or make it something, a goal, or something that I aspire towards. And aspiring necessarily just within the definition of the word means I don't have it yet. I aspire. It's not there yet. And so if it's not there yet, it's not yours. And the only way to cultivate that quality or that thing, stop that habit, do the thing you say you do, not be angry or this or that, or I really want to stop arguing with my boyfriend, like, oh, I really want to stop drinking, I really want to stop staying out too late, I really want to go to sleep early so I can wake up early and I can do this, I really want to, like, all the I really want to do, all the things that we really want to do, we need conviction. And the only way conviction will arise is through consistent practice. And this is one of the things I've been reflecting on so much, is that information is not transformation. And I think for me, one of the things I notice is that I have so much information. I have so much information. I know exactly what I need to do, and I have the information to do it. But just because I have the information, just because I'm inspired, just because someone even told me this, like, you do it like this, like, these are the steps that I use to get here, it doesn't mean that they will just arise in you. The only way those things will arise is through your own practice of those things. And through your own practice, that's when you go, wow, like, this hits, like, this actually works. This actually is what they said it was, or it's not. If it's not, you put it down and you don't pick it up again. But seeing somebody who is embodied in the qualities and the lifestyle and the things that you want is not enough. Being inspired, admiring, it's not enough. And actually, that cycle for me creates resentment, jealousy, animosity, actually, because then it's like, ugh, that person has this and I can't get it, or that person managed to get that and I can't. But really, it's like, what did that person do to get there? what qualities was that person cultivating quietly to get there that I haven't seen? How can I cultivate those qualities? How can I actually be a happier person? How can I actually be a more peaceful person? How can I actually show up to my daily practice daily? How can I just feel well, eat well, be well? How can I have more beautiful relationships? How can I love a little bit more and hug a little bit more? How can I be less angry, more peaceful? I'm being bitten by mosquitoes. That's why I'm moving so much. But all of these, like, how can I be all of these things that we want to cultivate? Practice. The admiration and the aspiration are still so important to have. Like, I still think about that woman. And every now and then, like I'd say every year or so, I somehow stumble upon this woman again. And I'm just like, yes. Like, yes, I would like to be that grandma that's outside, like that has a fit body, that's healthy, that can walk, that can actually support my community, that feels good inside, that is vibrant, that can, be a space holder for the children in the community and the adults and all the people. Like, I would like to have stability in my older years to still be able to take care of people and things that I love and to still be able to do my practice well enough. I need a stable and strong and flexible and supple body. And so I still go back to that in terms of, my admiration for, I can't remember her name. I wish I did. I'm going to try to find find this video of her, but just incredible. Just incredible. So the admiration and the aspiration, they're still so necessary while we practice to gain conviction. Like, there's so many mornings where I'm like, I just don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to sit and do my meditation practice. I don't got the energy today. I'm not feeling it today. And I can make so many excuses. And that's the thing that, like, all the inner talk starts to come, like, oh, you can do it later, or it's not that serious. Oh, it's not that important. All that talk. And the only way to be able to kind of move through that and be like, yeah, okay, still get out of bed, still go do the thing without force, without beating yourself up, without having to try to convince yourself too much, because you have a little bit more conviction through your consistent practice. At least for me, I get up. I'm like, I've seen the benefits of this already. And I think that voice gets quieter. Like, it's less and less loud because the conviction is more and more strong. So all the things that can be obstacles on the path, they get more quiet because the conviction is stronger. And the aspiration is not just external anymore. Like, you actually have some of those qualities, or you see them, like you see the seeds of those qualities. You see the abs coming in, you see the hips, and you see the stomach getting flatter, or you see, the mind being more calm. You see you're less reactive to someone. You see your ability to open up instead of close down, embrace instead of constrict when confronted with a difficult situation. You see the craving. You see yourself not being attacked by the craving of whatever it is so easily as you used to be. It's like, yeah, it just becomes so much more quiet when conviction is born through practice. So if there is something you admire, something that you just really aspire to have in your life, a quality like a soft life, a regulated nervous system, a more calm mind, to be able to actually handle situations in a different way, to focus your attention better, to be able to listen better to the people around you, whatever it might be, you don't have to force yourself. You don't have to shackle yourself, put yourself in prison shackles and tire and chain yourself up to something. With right motivation, with proper motivation, with admiration and aspiration, these things are very, very important. but practice. Just try to practice.